What defines a life worth living? Frequently, life is perceived more as a race than an enriching journey. Individuals establish distinct milestones dictating how life ought to unfold: education, employment, marriage, children, career, retirement, and eventually, true living. This inclination is partially attributed to an excessive focus on work and productivity. Nevertheless, pondering the essence of life has been a recurring contemplation for ages. In this video, we will journey back 2,300 years to ancient Athens, Greece, specifically to the Athenian Agora. This remarkable public space was teeming with life, where traders, performers, and passionate discussions about politics, life, and philosophy thrived. Today, the Agora's remnants are more than mere ruins. They carry the enduring legacy of ideas tested during that time. Within a special area known as the Stoa, Zeno of Citium shared his ideas, which eventually evolved into Stoicism. Yes, the philosophical school of Stoicism finds its origins in the Stoa, where Zeno used to teach. Ironically, Zeno's own life was marked by misfortune. According to one anecdote, despite his previous wealth as a prosperous merchant, he faced a disastrous storm during a Mediterranean boat trip, losing all his material possessions, and ultimately, only his life remained. Confronted with such a daunting situation, one that could lead many to despair, Zeno chose a different path. He turned to reason as his refuge, aiming to comprehend how to navigate life's unpredictable nature. It was during this period that Stoicism began to take shape as a philosophy, advocating the use of reason to manage emotions, shun vices, and cultivate virtues. To achieve these goals, individuals needed to approach life with a specific understanding of apathy. However, it's important to momentarily set aside the conventional interpretations of apathy and passion. In this context, apathy refers to avoiding the extremes of emotions, not allowing oneself to be excessively carried away by pleasures, nor being overly shattered by hardships. Apathy, or apatheia, finds its origin in the Greek term apatheia, signifying the absence of passions, particularly in the sense of turbulent emotions that disrupt the soul. To attain tranquility or apathy, the Stoics emphasized the importance of distinguishing between things within our control and those beyond our influence. Stoic philosophy encompasses three main components: ethics, logic, and physics, though in the context of ancient Greece, their meanings differ from modern usage. The Stoics held a deterministic view of the world, where the laws governing the universe were uniformly and eternally distributed within each individual, leaving none exempt from their influence. According to their perspective, the universe resembled an intricate web of causes and effects, wherein the present state resulted from a chain of past causes, and this sequence of events was inescapable. The universe operated independently of our personal concerns or misfortunes. While this deterministic outlook might seem daunting to some, the Stoics found it profoundly liberating. It meant that there was no need to fret over matters beyond our control. Instead, they emphasized focusing on the rational management of our own reactions and emotions throughout life's journey. Though we may have no control over 99% of the events that unfold, we do possess the ability to control how we respond to them. This recognition offered a great sense of empowerment and freedom, as we could shape our inner selves even in the face of external circumstances. Happiness stands as the ultimate good in Stoic ethics, representing the ultimate goal of human fulfillment. To achieve this, they constructed an ethics centered on virtue, consisting of four primary pillars: wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation. Each of these virtues complements the others, collectively forming what we refer to as virtuousness. The Stoics believed that the practice of virtuous actions could only be accomplished by comprehending the rational nature of the cosmos. Understanding that our essence as humans differs from that of other beings, thanks to our superior rationality, is crucial. Consequently, aligning our actions with the laws of nature equates to acting rationally. Deviating from this alignment would mean disrespecting the fundamental structure of the universe, going against the inexorable flow of events, and thus violating the physical and logical laws governing existence. According to the Stoics, life's aspects such as beauty, strength, reputation, and wealth, as well as their opposites like ugliness, pain, weakness, and poverty, are indifferent. They lack inherent positive or negative value. It is we who assign such value to them. Therefore, the Stoics advocated for apathy towards external events that are beyond our control. However, it is essential to understand that apathy doesn't mean rejecting emotions altogether, but rather learning to manage and control them. The world may appear uncertain, and the laws of nature may be immutable, but this does not absolve us of responsibility for our actions. While we cannot dictate the illnesses that may afflict us in life, we can make healthy choices that may reduce their likelihood. And if we do fall ill, we must accept it with courage and wisdom. Similarly, we cannot govern the actions of others, whether they treat us with insult or love. But we can refrain from succumbing to anger and instead nurture qualities like justice and moderation in our responses. Taking charge of what lies within our control remains a core principle of Stoic philosophy. According to Stoicism, everything that unfolds in our lives, whether favorable or unfavorable, is akin to a loan from the universe, including life itself. Wisdom lies in recognizing this truth and, with courage, comprehending that we can experience glory without being obsessed with external acclaim, just as we can face losses without becoming defined by them. Stoicism's influence extended beyond ancient Greece, finding fertile ground in Rome, where figures like Cicero, Epictetus, and Emperor Marcus Aurelius embraced its principles. Each of these Stoic figures endured significant challenges in life. Epictetus, for a prolonged period, lived as a slave, while Marcus Aurelius held the position of Roman emperor for nearly 2 decades. Given their experiences, it is only natural to expect that they contemplated the themes of death and life, freedom and slavery, and the balance between self-control and excess. Marcus Aurelius, in particular, penned numerous letters throughout his lifetime, some of which were meant to console his friends and provide insights into Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius had a unique way of offering advice to his friends, one that diverged from typical consolation. Instead of telling them to wait for better days, he advised them to expect the worst and prepare for it. Imagine seeking help from someone and their response is, "There's no use lamenting and weeping over events that relentlessly lie beyond your control." You should have envisioned scenarios of great misfortune and found contentment in simplicity, rather than indulging in endless pleasures and becoming enslaved by your ambitions. Now I urge you to embrace greater rationality, to cultivate virtues, and to summon the courage and wisdom necessary to accept life's inevitable events with as much equanimity as possible. This perspective may appear harsh and perhaps lacking in conventional motivation, but for the Stoics, the sooner an individual grasps the concept of acting in harmony with nature, the better. It is from this understanding that they deduce that the most significant sufferings and disturbances are not the objective events of the world itself, but rather the judgments we impose on them. And what could be considered the greatest misfortune if not death? Death occupies a central place in Stoic philosophy, viewed as an inseparable aspect of life. It is ever present and possible, rendering life fragile yet simultaneously infusing it with significance and meaning. Epictetus takes his contemplations even further, asserting that life itself serves as a preparation for death. Wisdom, according to him, lies in acknowledging that life is alone granted to us, and we must relinquish it without sorrow when it is time to do so. This is precisely what he exemplified when faced with his own death sentence. He criticized the incongruence in how people approach their mortality, desiring to savor life, yet behaving as if they were immortal and possessed boundless time. In reality, however, time is finite. Our frailty becomes apparent only when we experience loss, and it is then that we truly grasp our mortal nature. Life itself is not inherently brief. We make it so when we devote ourselves to pursuits beyond our control. Stoicism originated over 2,000 years ago in a vastly dissimilar setting from our contemporary world, a society distinct in economics, politics, technology, and culture. Separated by time, space, and history, we are nevertheless united by the same fundamental uncertainties. And so I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. What is life to you and how should it be lived? Thank you very much, everyone, and until next time.